A video reaction to Rob Moore and his concern about the 4-day work week program trials. Um, what I wanted to say to you, Rob, was I can understand a lot of your arguments and against such a move in terms of working. But what it is like I feel certain situations haven't arisen, possibly in your life or your social circles or etc. Now, when I've worked in places, right, I worked in, let's say, car showrooms, curries, stuff like this, yeah. Now, when we get jobs as working classes, right, through the agencies dictate the spec from the employer, the prospective employer, right? Now, what happens then is the agencies will then advertise a job, which seems all fair and fine, but the agency then won't put you forward for the job unless you're willing to adhere to the original requirements. Yeah, this could mean the wages, the holiday, the flexibility on hours, etc., etc. So what they did with the working classes, they put this extra barrier with these agencies in place. And what this did is it impeded on our working rights and the things that we could barter for and the things that we could negotiate on in terms of terms for jobs. You see, when you're working class, they don't really give you the opportunity to negotiate or to work things out. Do you understand that? Now, if you're middle class or you live in an area where your parents own your house and you never really had to live in a council house or claim benefits, etc., these kind of things, yeah, you won't see any of these issues because in your bubble and your lifestyle and your life circle or friends, these kind of subtle evils won't enter your circle. Do you understand? Like, let me give you some other examples, yeah, of where I'm going with all this, yeah, in case I'm not clear. Right, you see, like when I was a manager for Lexus Croydon, they would obviously give me a contract with the required hours on there. Now, I was only required to work 5 days a week, fair enough, but they used to get me to come in on a Saturday, half days and full days, you know, and they used to make me feel a way about it, like, oh, you got to come in and do the half a day or do a full day or whatever, help the lads out with the cars, this and that. And obviously, because I was into cars, I was into growing a business, into strengthening my bond with my teammates, etc. Yeah, as a car enthusiast and etc. and get really involved and be all positive about the whole operation. And I wanted to kind of bring that energy of, yeah, I can do, we know what we were all taught. But the thing is, man, as working class people being brainwashed into being sheep for a lot of the rich people and a lot of these rich companies to use, right? Now, what happens now when I was working at Lexus and stuff, they wanted me to work Saturdays and Sundays out of contract, right? And then I started to say no, I don't want to come in on a Sunday, like. And new manager didn't like it. He started saying to me, well, I come in 7 days a week, I work 7 days a week, why can't you? And I said, hold on a minute, man. Like, I'm on like 20 odd grand, 18 grand, yeah, as a manager, which I'm sure is half of what everyone else is getting paid in the first place, right? Because a lot of people that worked in the showrooms I worked at, they're all middle class and that, from all these out of stick posh areas, privileged areas. And the people that kind of worked with me were probably the less successful private school or grammar school type people that couldn't get the really good jobs in central London and the city and that, but they still get high paid good jobs in the outskirt showrooms and the showrooms in the outskirts, for example, like this, or factories or whatever. They'll still get pretty good positions. Now, my manager's name is Paul Meller, right? He's been private schools from Richmond, lived that privileged lifestyle, rugby lifestyle, all that stuff was all around him. Lovely, to, it would have been lovely to have his kind of life here, as an Englishman living in Richmond, been involved with a rugby stadium and that, all in, or they're up in like Hounslow and that, with the whole rugby thing, yeah, yeah, with the whole rugby setup they have there, right, Richmond and stuff. And it'd be nice, you know, if I was a, you know, like an Englishman and I could get involved with this country and all these facilities and benefit from, you know, from all the some of the small pieces of greatness in this country, like the sports and the sports stadiums, etc. You know, just the sports. Forget, you know, music. There's so many things here, like of great magnitude, right? Now, he was from private school, right? He didn't go university, yet he's on 80,000 plus a year working for Lexus Croydon in a showroom. Yeah, this Paul Mellor. He says, I work 7 days a week. Why can't you? Now, I'm on 18 to 20 grand a year. Now, how the hell am I going to work 7 days a week for the same money just to keep my job, or just to show them that I mean it, that I'm actually with the boys? I actually mean that I want the job. I really want the job, that I so badly want the job that I'll even work for free on the weekends, because that's how much I got to show I care by putting in all these extra hours. Otherwise, they're not going to believe I'm genuine. Do you understand? As a Pakistani Muslim, British born working class, this is the position they put us in. It's like a chess kind of moves. It's like checkmate, but they keep playing us because these people are middle class, you see, and they keep using these tricks on us working class guys, because we can be quite ignorant or soft or whatever at times, and we don't really realize the kind of games that they're playing on us. But I'm kind of sick of it, right? So that's why I'm calling it out, Rob. Yeah. Now, what it is, my boss there was quite cruel. He was like, oh, if you don't want to work here with me, I'll get someone in from the EU. This is back in 2007, you know, so he's now threatening me to do 7 days a week, telling me, you know, that if threatening me again by saying that I'll get someone in from the EU if you don't want to do the job and stuff like this. Yeah. Now, on top of that, in terms of work-life balance, for the wages I got, yeah, like, you gotta understand, we're getting paid shit money, bro. That's why we're asking for the 4-day week. Do you see? Now, I really can, honestly, God, I really can see some of the points that you're making. I really can, yeah? Don't think that I'm like that, because obviously as an Asian person, I've got a lot of friends that are into business and grow business. And believe me, I've got a business mind too. I got taught that from my dad, do you know what I mean? As well, right? And all my friends are business mind. They all got shops and this and that. They all do these things, you know. Asian guys are like that. Right? Properties and all this stuff, you know. As well, shops, everything, you know. So what I'm saying, yeah, is that when we go out there for actual jobs and we work out there for these private companies, like even someone like Lexus, that I thought was going to be like a dream job for me. Do you see what I mean? Even though they're only giving me, you know, 18 to 20 grand a year, I thought, right, fair enough. At least I get to wear the brand and be part of something bigger here, a big operation. All my mates would kill to get a job here and that, right? Now, what it is, like I said, everyone else is getting paid all this money. Our commission like gets stolen from us by our managers, and there's nothing we can do about it. It gets taken and given to other people and that. And then what also happens is, you see the holidays. When we go to book our holidays, they refuse to book our holidays, and they just try to work us to the bone. And even with at Lexus, it happened to me. My manager, Paul Mellor, he refused my holiday 3 times, and I'm the only person he's done it to, even though I worked the hardest there. You see what I mean? I did a lot of work there, the most work there. I'd say so, right? And even other managers and other work colleagues and that could see that they were being a bit cruel to me. But God knows, you know, if any of them would ever speak up for a Muslim Asian guy like me in the workplace. Because you see, a lot of people are scared of authority, even though managers and stuff like that. But you see, like Asian Muslim guys like me, we're not scared of, don't take this wrong way, of like white people, white managers, big white managers, and that. We don't fear the label. So sometimes like that can annoy people, that people like me, we don't bow down to authority like that. Do you see what I mean? In the workplace, because we've always had respect for managers, teachers, scholars, imams, priests, whatever, you know, elders, etc., granddads, grandfathers, etc. Right? Us Asians have always been good at that, but then these are trying to palm off this respect for themselves, but really they're trying to abuse it and use us. And like I said, a 4-day work week will teach these kind of people a lesson, the ones that have been using a lot of good men, you know. And then afterwards, we can't get a job because they have this secret blacklist and that in the car showrooms. And you know, for example, and then, you know, a lot of the working class people can't get work and that again because of the way these will set things up against us. But like I said, I'd love to have a much longer conversation with you, going into detail about everything. And like I said, I can see a wide range of arguments in this, but I'm the kind of guy you need to speak to if you really want answers, I think.